Hello and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley. For the next hour, we will be practicing our English conversational skills by talking about friendship. Uh, this is, by the way, a possible topic for those of you who may be preparing for IELTS, TOEFL, CAE, FCE, whatever. It's a common enough topic in many standardized English speaking tests. Good practice for those of you who are doing that, or for anyone interested in just practicing conversational skills. I'll be asking you questions, opinion, description, etc. We'll probably get into some adjectives to describe personality in the class, and I'll be giving you feedback as to sentence construction, pronunciation, even vocabulary suggestions. Okay, welcome to the class. Dimas, hello. How are you?
Hello, I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Uh, Pretty good. Had some technical problems earlier, but kind of threw off my game a little. But I'm doing okay. How are you doing today?
It's morning and all my family are sleeping still,
Yeah.
and I'm practicing English. Yeah, I am a special room.
Okay, good deal.
Keep,
Me too.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
In my country, it's dark now.
is it
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
What time is it?
Now it's 6 a.m.
It's still dark? Ah, okay. Okay. We've had some others join us. Let me welcome them to the class. Hi, Claudio. Hello again. Claudio, hello. Claudio, are you there?
Yeah, teacher,
Yeah.
can you hear
Okay.
me?
Hi. Yeah. Okay. Just not anymore. I can't. Oh, where did he go? Okay. Hopefully Claudio will come back. Hi, V. How are you today?
Hi, Ollie. I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you very much. Uh, Claudio, are you back? Are you
Yeah,
with us?
yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Hi,
Welcome again.
thank you.
Okay, we're going to talk about friendship. Let's start uh, by talking, practicing a little bit of description. Let's see, test you guys a little bit on your use of adjectives to describe personality, characteristics, qualities. Um, I'd like you to describe a little bit your best friend or a good friend that you have. Tell me a little bit about them and try to incorporate into your description a little bit of information about their personality. Demas, tell me a bit about a friend of yours, a good friend.
Um, it's, so my good friend, it's uh, uh, yeah. He lives in other town, and he's he's very yeah. He has a good sense of humor, and he's generous, maybe.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's problem.
Okay. Well, to be honest with you, Demas, a lot of this seems to be an area where a lot of English learners are kind of lacking in the descriptive adjectives to describe people. First of all, okay, I have a good friend. To introduce your friend, it's common enough to say, "Oh, I have a friend. Oh, I have a buddy who," something like that. I have a buddy who lives in another town. Another small problem was you said other town, another pencil, other pencils. Okay, we use other for plurals or with plurals, and another. So better to say he lives in another town. Okay. Adjectives. All right, he has a good sense of humor. This adjective phrase, really, that's common. That's very good. That was perfect. He's also generous. It's very common when we describe people to use adverbs to modify our adjectives. It's really common, and especially Demas, if you're preparing for IELTS, I suggest that you really do this. Okay, he's an extremely generous person. He's so kind-hearted. Okay, using so or such to add emphasis to these descriptive adjectives, also very common. He's really, really hardworking. You can even use the double adverb. Really, really hardworking. It's very common to use adverbs to modify adjectives when discussing people.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Let me say hi to Ken first of all. Hey there, Ken. What up? How's it going?
What's up?
What's up? Not a lot. Okay, we'll talk to you a little bit. You can give it a try in just a little bit. Claudio, tell me a little bit about a good friend of yours, your best friend or somebody you know. A little description. Don't be. Oh, by the way, guys, don't be afraid to give me an example which would illustrate one of these characteristics. Really, the best way to describe things in English is to use examples. Okay, keep that in mind. Claudio, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Well, I think that my best friend is like a very special people in your life. Maybe you are a kind of person that construct a building, that relation. I think that it's a construction or building, developed that. So is maybe start when you need someone to talk about anything or the most important things in your life. That is a characteristic to be my best friend, for example. When the hardest part of your life or easy, or it's people that truly care about me, I think.
Okay, well, you're speaking quite generally. First of all, be careful. Please don't say a people, a person, person singular, people plural. Okay. First of all. All right, and you're trying to create an analogy about speaking about friendship in general. All right. You're an analogy or a metaphor. Okay. It's common to use like. All right. Friendship is like constructing a building. Okay. It would be better to use or useful for you to use is like clause to give this analogy. All right. Can you tell me something specifically about an actual friend of yours, rather than speaking about friendship in general?
Yeah. Well, my best friend get me a new job, for example, and maybe a few years ago I borrowed them money, and maybe they don't pay me with the same price or would give me back the money, but he give me one chance, and maybe that opportunity can change my life. And it's like it's not the same way to exchange something. I think that this for me is like a best friend. If I want to help you with something. It's not necessarily money, maybe a contact, or maybe yeah, that is reciprocally. Yeah, something, and I think that
Okay.
that is good, or that happened to me.
Okay. He get you a new job, past tense. He got you a new job. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and often confused, borrow, lend. You lent, past tense, you lent him money. Okay, you lent them money. Right. He borrowed money from you. You lent him money. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And okay, I understand your concept. You're talking about friends instead of worrying about specifics. Friends exchange favors, you might say, vocabulary-wise. Yeah. Okay. So for you, friendship means that you can. One aspect of friendship means that you can exchange favors. Not necessarily, oh, here's an interesting expression, not necessarily tit for tat. Here's a colloquial English expression, tit for tat, meaning pay back somebody exactly the same way. Tit for tat is often used actually in a negative way to talk about revenge. Okay, you poke me in the eye with a pencil, I'll poke you in the eye with a pencil. It's just tit for tat. All right, exchanging exactly the same value or the same thing. It's used for negative things, but it can be used for positive, like what you're talking about. All right, I lend you $10, you must give me $10 back, not I lend you $10 and you buy me lunch.
Yeah.
Like that. Tit for tat, $10, $10. Okay. All right, V, let me move over to you. V?
Yeah.
I would like you to explain or describe your best friend or a close friend to me, please.
Yeah. So far, I have had some close friends because those relationships depend on my life's periods. They say out of sight, out of mind. So some of my close friends now live now it they're gone away. So I have new friends, but I think they all have the common um, uh, characteristic that suits me well. They say the attraction of opposites. So if I have some bad habits, so they have better ones. So it's like we match with each other. Because I'm hot-tempered, so most of them are generous and they don't care about my bad characteristics. So I really appreciate that points from my close friends. And I think in any relationships we should be fair with each other, and that is the key point of my relationships with my close friends. Like they do some favors for me, so I return the favors, and I think that is the point we should take care. We should care about when we want some strengthened relationships for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In the beginning, I wasn't clear what you said. My friendships depend on my something. I
Yeah.
couldn't understand what you said.
No, I mean my close friends. So far, not only one close friend, but some close friends.
Okay.
Because like when I was younger, I had some friends, but when I went to high school, they left me because they studied in another school. So I made friends with other new people.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
I understood all that. I just didn't understand the words you said.
yeah.
So sometimes my friendships depend on. I couldn't understand what you said. I was trying to clarify that. So if you don't remember, well, I don't know. Okay, I liked your use of the colloquial phrase "out of sight, out of mind." Uh, okay, now this, but I want to clarify for any of the other students: out of sight, out of mind. If it's not around you, you can't see it, then you forget about it. Now this, it can be used for to talk about people, as V used it, but more often than not, really, it's used to talk about temptations, like the bottle of 14-year-old scotch that you may have. Well, put it in the cupboard, hide it behind the door. You won't think about it. You won't be tempted to drink the scotch. Or children, often used in relationship to children. You put the cookies in the jar, put the jar up high in the back of the shelf so the kids won't think about the cookies. Out of sight, out of mind. This phrase is often used for that type of thing, but also the way V used it to generally speak about if it's not near you, you won't think about it. Okay, so it's used in the specific way, usually in regards to a temptation, but it can be used generally. Okay, you also use the phrase, or maybe you didn't, but I will use the phrase opposites attract, a very common idea, at least in Western culture thinking.
I use the attraction of opposites.
Yeah. Okay. We usually express that opposites attract. Is usually the collocation we normally use to express that idea. Another vocabulary word you may consider using is that you described it in a different way, but you complement each other. To complement each other doesn't mean I say, it can mean, oh, V, you have very nice hair. I love your dress. I love what you've done with your fingernails. Oh, lovely. Fine, that's a compliment. But complement each other can also mean the idea V was expressing about opposites attract. She's hot-tempered, but they're very down-to-earth and calm and cool-headed. There's some, by the way, some antonyms for hot-tempered. So they complement each other. So when V gets angry, they'll easily calm her down. Okay. You're really good at math, but your friend isn't. But your friend is really good at talking to people and getting them to understand. So, okay, you deal with the math problems, she deals with, you complement each other. You help each other. Okay. All right, and you talked about the idea that you help each other in times of trouble. That's something you should care about. Another way to express that, that's something, it's important, it's something you should be careful of, or you need to be careful of. Okay, is a phrasing that we use. Be careful of that. Be careful. Okay. All right. Okay, Ken, your turn. Can you tell me about a friend of yours? Describe them a little and try to talk a little bit about their characteristics or their qualities.
Yes, my close friends have some different tendency from me, and at the same time they have same interest or same tendency. So maybe I need such people to as my friend. Yeah. So some are different, but some are same. And he always talk to my story or to episode or whatever, and I also listen to their problem or their something. And such collaboration make friendship, I believe.
Okay. Well, all right. Interesting use of tendencies. Okay, I understand you have the same interests as your friends. You like the same things. Tendencies is a little strange to use here, just in my opinion, because tendencies are like, I tend to wake up early. I tend to eat too many fatty foods. I don't know. That's kind of a strange thing. Tendencies are just things that you usually do, but they can be very, I don't know, ordinary habits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's a little strange to be concerned about tendencies. I tend to always go right when I come to an intersection. I don't know. It's a weird thing to be concerned with a friend, He also tends to go right.
How about character?
Character?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's what you share qualities or characteristics. Okay. Right. I understand it is probably important to maybe you share qualities. You have similar qualities as your friend. Definitely, you're probably going to share interests. Obviously, that's why you're friends. That's very important. But tendencies is a little odd. Okay. He always talk. He always talks. Ken, can you give me? Can you tell me something about your best friend? You guys, instead of talking, you guys are all talking very generally. The idea, actually, I wanted you guys to actually describe a friend of yours. For example, let me give you guys all an example. I'm going to describe my best friend here in the Philippines. He is the most generous, kind-hearted soul you're ever going to meet. He will take his shirt off his back for you at the drop of a hat, instantly, for no reason. He's extremely generous. Sometimes he actually drives me crazy. We walk down the street together, and he'll see one of the little beggar kids, and he always gives them money. I'm like, what are you doing that for? That kid has more money in his pocket than you do. He's incredibly generous. However, he's not too bright, so he's easily taken in. His generosity gets him in trouble. And he's not the smartest. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. He's always getting himself in trouble through his generosity. He also, he's fun to be around. He's got a great sense of humor, but he probably drinks a little more than he should, to be honest. Okay, giving you examples that explain his generosity, explain how that gets him in trouble. Okay, maybe his habits, he drinks too much. Things like that, very specific things when we talk about people and friendship. Okay, especially anybody who's like, if you're preparing for any standardized English exam, if they ask you about friendship, don't start talking about it's very important to have these qualities, blah, 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 speaking very general. Dive right in. Be specific. Give examples of your friend. What is your friend like? Okay. Anyway, okay, let's, okay. Demas, I want to try to get more specific here. You guys already did the general. I was going to start with specifically your friend and then talk general, but you guys already did general. So, Demas, what are some things that you and your friend that lives in another town, what are some things that you and your friend do? What activities do you do together? Even, can you describe maybe the last time you hung out together? What did you do?
Last time I met him when I have party in his town, and sometimes we have a meeting with each other, and we are very honest between each other. And my friends have some specific hobbies. He collects old coins. He have a good collection, and he liked it, and he likes car, and his job um, his job connected with after industry, yeah, and he visits a lot of after show and some exhibition car, and he's really hardworking person.
Okay. Okay, that was much better description of your friend. Now I feel like I'm getting to know him. Okay, I'm getting the idea. Excuse me. Okay, a note here about I would if I'm talking about being with my friend, I probably wouldn't tell you, oh, okay, last time I met my friend. Yes, we talk about, okay, I'll meet you at the train station. I met my friend at the mall and we had lunch. Yeah, if you're going to express the idea, you want to express the idea of the actual getting together. I met him at the mall, for example. That's very common. But if you want to just talk in general about being with your friend, it's very common for English, especially Americans, to use the phrasal verb hang out. The last time I hung out with my friend.
Yeah,
all right,
I know.
Yeah, okay. My friend and I were hanging out at a festival. Right. And, you know, we tend to not use the noun meeting. My friend and I had a meeting. That meetings are for business. You don't have a meeting with your friend. You just don't. It's like having a meeting with your family. You don't have meetings with your family. That's a little family meeting. Well, it's possible, but
Okay.
rare. Okay. You're honest between each other. Honest with each other is the common phrasing. He's honest with me. We're honest with each other. Honest co-locates with the preposition with. Okay. Be careful of your verb conjugation. He have a good collection. He has, okay, a good collection. And also be careful of okay, speaking in general. All right, you said he likes car. It should be he likes cars, plural. Cars being a countable noun. Speaking about them in general, he likes cars. All right, not singular. He likes cars. All cars. Okay. He's just introducing colloquial conversational English. I could say he's a gearhead. Okay. This is, I guess, slang, colloquial expression for somebody who's really into cars and engines and motors, and sometimes plays around with fixes their own car, for example, or he knows a camshaft from a carburetor. He's a bit of a gearhead. Okay. One last thing. His job is connected with. His job is connected with what industry? I missed that. I just didn't hear.
It's called maybe auto industry, car industry, yeah.
Oh, okay. So all right. He likes cars and he's involved in the industry. Okay. Oh, well, that explains a lot. Okay. So he's definitely a gearhead. Okay. Very good. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, all right. Now I feel like I'm getting to know this person. Okay. That's much better. I like that. Claudio, let me talk to you for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a weird question for you, Claudio. Have you ever seen the television show Friends?
No.
Okay, good for you, lucky you. Have you ever seen the television show Big Bang Theory?
No.
No.
No, I don't want. I don't like television. I don't have television.
Okay, all right, okay, all right, that's fine.
It's not common for me like see a TV series in that time on my lifestyle. I never
Okay, all
here
right.
in my at home.
You ever watch movies? I'll get there one way or the other.
No, I love movies. Movies, yeah, I love movies.
All right.
Yeah.
Movies you like? Okay. Do you like the Lord of the Rings movies? Have you seen those?
Only The Hobbit, the last movie.
Oh, The Hobbit.
The
Okay,
Hobbit,
never mind that one. Let's find a movie. What movie do you really like? Just give me a movie that you like.
Oh, well, maybe the last I saw is in English, I think is Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension.
Oh, wow. Okay, I totally don't know that movie. All right. I was hoping for a movie that we both might know. I don't know, like Star Wars.
Maybe Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman last Sunday.
Yeah. Okay, Pretty Woman. All right. Okay, Pretty Woman. Julia, of course. Richard Gere.
Yeah, Richard Gere. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's kind of a hard one. I was trying to find a movie with a bunch of characters that you would know, and I was going to ask you which character could you be friends with? Could you be friends with? Would you be friends with Richard Gere or Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman? Or their his Richard Gere's obnoxious friend. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hypothetical question. Could you be friends with Richard Gere? Do you think? Would his character be somebody that you might be friends with?
Yeah, I think yes. All kind of people, they can be my friend. I think that the first time or the first thing is you know good or know more about that person. Maybe he or she has an image. Depends the job or depends of the environment of the situation. What you need to know it's not depend that someone tell you about bad or good things. Maybe it's you create your own experience of one.
Okay. Or even create your own impression of somebody. Yeah, create your own experience. It's true. But...
Yeah, maybe sometimes something that you hear or listen is a like advice, but not the truth. But it is the relation are different. Maybe you had a bad situation with Richard Gere, but maybe.
No, I have. Me and Julia are quite close, though, Claudio. Shh! Don't tell Brad. Shh.
No.
Secret. Okay. Yeah, right. I wish. Okay. Let's talk about impressions. Speaking of friends, you can have an impression of somebody that may be different than other people have. You create an impression. Okay, you come in a room in a suit. You create an impression for other people, but also you can say create an impression. I can create my own impression about someone else. So it's a little odd, but okay, when you use the verb create an impression, you can be talking about how you make others think about you, or you can be talking about how you perceive others, if you understand. Okay, I was trying to be very hypothetical with you, Claudio, to get you to use maybe some modals or some adverbs, like possibly, probably, maybe. Now, you chose to use Richard Gere can be my friend. that's when we tend to speak hypothetically, it would be better to say he could be my friend. It's a possibility. All right.
Yeah.
Could be shows that it's more hypothetical. Can be shows that it is a realistic option. It's probably not that realistic that you're going to meet Richard Gere, really.
Yeah.
So could be my friend.
Of course. Yeah.
Or we might be friends. It's possible. You could use other modals. It's okay, possible. And one other thing, depends. The verb depends. The collocation you need to be using is on. It depends on, or it doesn't depend on. Okay, on.
Yeah.
Remember that. Basically, I can't even think of how you can use the verb depend without on, really. Yeah. You need it. Okie doke. All right, let me quickly welcome Sam to the class. Hi, Sam. Hi there. How are you?
No.
Whoa. That was strange. Hi, a little connection issue there. But hello. Okay, welcome to the class. I'll talk to you in a little bit. V. All right, I also want to give you a little bit of a hypothetical. V, what famous person from the past could you be friends with? Do you think that it would be likely that you could become friends with, and tell me why? What of all famous people in the past?
In the past, not in the present.
Or now. Okay, you want to be friends with my friend Julia Roberts? It's okay. I'll introduce you. But yeah, a famous person.
Yeah. But I think I could be friend with Blake Shelton.
Who?
Do you know him? Country singer Blake Shelton. He is the judge of The Voice US.
Okay.
I'm sure. Yeah. I remember that I mentioned about his name before in your class, but you said you didn't know him.
Apparently, I still don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think he's very famous in country music. The things I like about him is he's super hilarious, and I think that is the key point for us to release our burden or concerns, worries in our life. And he's also down to earth, even though he's a famous person. So I think if I could see him in the real life, it's easy for me to make friends with him, even though it's like it sounds fancy. It sounds fancy, but I really hope that one day I could see him in real life because one of my friends living in the U.S. He said he joined his concerts once
Mm-hmm.
or twice. So if I was in the U.S., he could take me to Blake Shelton's show, and I really looking forward to that day.
Okay. All right. Just don't start screaming. Ah! Don't do that. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
One of my friends living in the U.S. You should say one of my friends is living in the U.S. Present continuous tense. You kept almost not doing it, but you kept using a more hypothetical subjunctive could. Good job with that, by the way. Okay. Very good. Interesting. I liked some of your descriptions, your adjectives to describe his character. Super hilarious. Very good. All right. Using modifiers with adjectives. When we describe people, again, this is very common. Native speakers pretty much always are going to use adverbs to modify our adjectives, or use adjective phrases like down to earth. I like that as well. Good job. Okay. Very good. Okay, Ken, are you here really?
Yes.
Okay, good. Ken, more general question for you. Do you think, in your opinion, is it better to have one or two very close friends or to have several dozen acquaintances, contacts, and friends?
I prefer one or two close friends. Yes, because sometimes we friends help each other, and we connect each other somewhat, and but maybe I cannot do that such things with a lot of people. Maybe a relationship will be different to. Uh, I cannot connect people so deeply with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some people might do that, but I can't. So I, if I choose, yeah, I prefer, yeah, several few close friends
Mm-hmm.
rather than a lot of party friends or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. A lot of maybe. Well, it's a little vocabulary. Fair weather friends. Do you know what fair weather friends are?
Fair weather friend. I, I don't know. I
Fair weather friends, they're your friends when the weather, fair as far as weather, it means really nice weather. It's blue sky and the temperature's comfortable, it's fair weather. Fair weather friends, when it's comfortable, when it's nice, they're your friends. But the first time there's trouble, any storm in your relationship or in your life, and they're gone.
mhm.
Okay, they're not there to support you when you need it. Okay, so all right, just a little related vocabulary, and or maybe if you have a lot of friends, maybe you have a lot of drinking buddies.
Mhm.
Do you know what drinking buddies are?
Yes, at the bar or yeah.
Yeah, drinking buddies for English speakers. Yeah, very often it is actually literal people that you drink alcohol with, but it doesn't really have to be like that. I've heard American women talk about, oh, oh, they're just some of my drinking buddies, my girlfriends, even though they don't even drink alcohol. So it's used just as an expression to mean the people you hang out in a casual, friendly way, really.
Mhm.
It doesn't necessarily have to specifically mean, that you spend time drinking alcohol all the time. Okay, one other thing, Ken, connect. When you talk about connect, use the verb connect to talk about people in relation to people. You should say connect with. Okay, just connect by itself. You connect two wires, or okay. If you're talking about emotionally, really, I can say I connected with him on Tuesday about the business proposal
Mhm.
to talk about just communicating. But if you're talking about connecting on a deeper level, an emotional level, okay, we really connected. I really connected with him. Uh, uh, okay, all right, meaning that you have an emotional affinity.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Um, Sam, let me talk to you for a minute. Kind of related to my conversation with Ken. Sam, you can lie if you have to, but do you have Facebook?
Uh, yes, I have, but I don't use.
Okay. How many Facebook
Mm-hmm.
friends do you have? Or you
Many.
don't have to answer. Okay. All right.
Yes, I
Do
don't
you,
use. I don't like this. Mm-hmm.
okay. Do you know the average number of Facebook friends? The average Facebook
Friends
account?
for someone
Yeah,
account
the average for a Facebook account.
average 500, maybe 500, more
No, it's
than
not
that.
not quite that ridiculous. Years ago it was 200, but now it's up. I'm not actually not sure what it is now.
Five.
Is it as high as 500 already? Wow. Okay. Is it possible to actually have a meaningful relationship online, in your opinion? A meaningful friendship online?
Yes, if you are sincere, you can.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have any online friends? Do you know anyone online that you would call your friend?
Yes, we have. I have. And online, and before I really didn't know that who are they, and we have a very good friendship, and we send email, I think, every day as compared to can share those they are living here, but my friends, they are online, I can share them and can talk them, and I think that they really know about sometimes they give a very good suggestions and advice, and yes, I think you can.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, let me give you some feedback. You're cutting out a little bit, Sam, by the way. Your
Yes,
connection.
because of internet, yeah.
Yeah. It's like you're on for 5 seconds and off for 5 seconds and on for 5 seconds and off. Okay, I didn't know who are they. I didn't know who they are or who they were. It's just past tense. I didn't know who they were. Okay, you can share them, share with them. Actually, talking about friendships and relationships, with is a very common. You're honest with them, you share with them. Okay, you connect with them. With is a very common preposition for this particular conversation topic. With. Okay, I guess that's it. Okay. Well, thank you. Sorry I couldn't give you more in-depth
Thank you
feedback.
so much.
I really didn't hear about 2/3 of it. Sorry. Okay, Demas, back to you. Okay. Demas? Here's an interesting question. In your opinion, do good friends make good roommates? Living partners, roommates.
Roommates?
Roommates. Okay. A roommate in English, American English, okay, British might say flatmate. A roommate, people that live together. In American English, it doesn't matter if you share a dormitory room or if you live in an apartment with 6 rooms or if you live in a mansion with 50 rooms. If you live together, you're roommates. So my question is, necessarily speaking, do good friends make good roommates?
In my opinion, if roommates live together a long time, they will be good friends. Because if they have a good relationship, they won't be live together.
Okay, but let's go the other direction, all right? You answered the question, do roommates make good friends? I asked you, do good friends make good roommates? Somebody you're friends with first. Would you then be good roommates, do you think?
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible. Okay, it's possible. It's possible that clowns will fly over Berlin this afternoon, but it doesn't. Okay. Okay. I was just interested because, all right, I wanted to hear what you said. Have you ever experienced this? Have you ever had a friend and then become a roommate?
Maybe I'm not sure that I understand your question.
Okay. I've tried doing this a few times. Okay, you're friends with somebody, maybe your coworker, and you hang out every night after work, and you're buddies. And then so you decide to save money, you're going to get an apartment together. Even though you're good at work together, you get along great, even though skiing or you have shared activities, you have fun together. When you become roommates, you can't stand each other. You drive each other crazy because you don't realize that he's a slob, or that he never does the dishes, or that he pays the rent late every month, or that whatever, his feet stink. Who knows what? So
Yeah,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
yeah,
Sometimes,
I understand you. Yeah.
yeah, okay. So sometimes, in my opinion, sometimes good friends do make good roommates, and other times they make horrible roommates. Okay, that's
Yeah,
my opinion.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have the situation. It's 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 not a happy end.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can relate to that. It doesn't have a happy ending. Okay, I've experienced this, and it did not have a happy ending. Is how you might
yeah,
say that. Yeah, well, me too. I have that shared experience as well. Uh, okay, let me talk to Claudio for a minute. Um, okay. Claudio, why do you think sometimes friends drift apart? Well, first of all, do you know that expression, drift apart, Claudio?
Yeah, it's like separate.
Yeah, not actively separate, not really on purpose, but just sort of because of circumstances, they lose touch, lose contact. Yeah, why do you think friends drift apart? It happens to all of us, I think.
Yeah, maybe the different lifestyle or philosophy of the life. Maybe when you grow up, maybe you have a friend uh, in high school, and maybe when you are at the university, or they uh, have they have family, no change, or maybe the
Mm,
friendship don't adapt to the new situation. And I
okay.
think that could be a reason.
Okay, very good. The friendship doesn't adapt to the new situation. That's nice phrasing. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, new family situations. Very good, like getting married, having a child, whatever. Um, Work situations, living location situations. All right. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Um, okay. You also mentioned something about their views change, or their opinions. Let me take that idea and talk to V for a moment. V,
Yeah.
do you have any friends that you have that have like opposite opinions
Uh,
than you have? For example, opinions about religion, society, politics, economics. Do you have any friends that have like exactly the same, I mean, exactly opposite
yeah.
viewpoint?
Yeah. Yes, I do. And she's my university classmate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but despite of the opposites between us, we are still close friends. Not too much close, but still close friends. Because I'm keeping in touch with her till now. But in our conversations, I limit to mention about those opposites because I have some of friends, and with these peoples, I can talk about this issue, and for another, I can discuss the different thing. So in overall, it's still okay for me because I want some different frame to I mean to make my life picture more perfect.
Make your life picture more perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting turn of phrase. Okay.
But the important thing that I can still get along with her. So for me, there's no problem about the opposite.
Okay.
I can live with that.
The important thing is that. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that.
The important thing is that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good phrase to know. The important thing is that we arrive on time. The important thing is that we can still get along even though we share different views. It's a very useful phrase. Okay. Ken, we just got a couple minutes really. Ken, have you ever had a serious argument with a friend? A falling out?
Serious? Yeah. But I cannot say. I try that argument productivity.
Okay. I tried to make the argument productive.
Yeah.
Adjective, productive.
Yeah, human has ego. Just the argument just purifies that ego. That I don't think it's productive. So I reflect the argument for argument. Maybe.
Argument just before what? I missed.
Argument for argument.
Argument for argument? Tit for tat?
That happens. Yes. So, or yeah, the timing or what to say or how I say is also important.
Okay. For me, there's arguments and then there's arguments. There's arguments where you really have a serious disagreement, and then there's arguments that I argue with some of my friends for fun. Whatever, debate, I guess, not really argue.
Yeah. That sometimes happens, yes.
As an amusement. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm out of time. I really must be going, but thank you all very much for your participation in the class. You guys have a great day. Maybe